Hello, my name is Hassan Sorrells, and this is the Leadership Lessons from the Great Books podcast shorts. There's no co-host on these shorts episodes. These are now around 2 to 4 minute, sometimes as long as 6 to 10 minute observations, ideas, thoughts, or rants about the literature, philosophy, psychology, and even the theology of leadership. Because listening to me talk about leadership for now around 2 to 4 minutes is still better than reading and trying to understand yet another business book. Even that business book your coworker won't stop raving about because it quote-unquote changed their life, but you can't see any difference in their leadership behavior. So how good could that author be? The anthem of a generation had this iconic line from, the anthem. Here we are now. Entertain us. It is, this anthem, at its core, a song of cynicism and anxiety, but also it is a song of distance from the one core trait that could fuel, or could be the fuel, toward a mode of leadership that would be replicable across time. Sincerity is at the heart of any and all leadership acts. Sincere belief in the ability of leaders to raise the profile of followers and inspire them to become more than the sum of their parts is core to leadership success. Sincere effort put forth to engender trust and to reduce or eliminate social or moral or cultural or political environments where an absence of high levels of mistrust, or where high levels of mistrust can grow, is essential for success. Sincerity requires not only caring about your fellow man and their emotional state, as they are your fellow man and as they have emotions, but it also requires that you care about what you as a leader bring to the table. Sincerity and empathy are often confused with each other, but they are not the same. Empathy can be, and often is in our current leadership culture, weaponized for the purpose of manipulating other people. But sincerity requires genuine, unshakable belief. It also requires you to be a bit vulnerable. And belief requires faith. Not in the permanence of people or institutions, those can and often do fail, but in the permanence of a power higher than that which shows up merely to entertain. Also, faith in the permanence of things and institutions that have withstood the test of time, like family, tradition, and community. The generation in leadership right now, Generation X, standing as an exemplar to the world, to the next two generational cohorts of what leadership should show up like in the world, must finally, at this time in history, abandon its long-held facade, well worn over the last 30 years of cultural warring in the West, that facade of distant cynicism, and they must adopt the sincerity designed to actually care about leading people. And well, that's it for me. Thank you for listening to the Leadership Lessons from the Great Books podcast today. And now that you've made it this far, you should subscribe to the audio version of this show on all the major podcast players, including Apple iTunes, Spotify, YouTube Music, and everywhere else where podcasts are available. There's also a video version of our podcast on our YouTube channel. Like and subscribe to the video version of this podcast on the Leadership Toolbox channel on YouTube. Just search for Leadership Toolbox and hit the subscribe button there on YouTube. And while you're doing that, leave a 5-star review if you like what we're doing here on Apple, Spotify, and YouTube. Just go below the player and hit 5 stars. We need those reviews to grow, and it's the easiest way to help grow this show. And tell all your friends, of course, in leadership. By the way, if you don't like what we're doing here, well, you can always listen to another leadership show. There are several other good ones out there. At least that's what I've heard. All right. Well, that's it for me.